Thessaloniki is not a typical destination. When people think about Greece, they usually imagine beaches and the capital, Athens. However, this city has a lot of sights to see, and in this video, I'm going to show you what to see in Thessaloniki. So join me. Let's start with the seaside promenade, where we can easily recognize the umbrellas installation, one of the most photographed landmarks of the city. But the real star of the promenade is Alexander the Great, a 6-meter tall horse-riding statue of the legendary King of Macedonia, completed in 1973. Walking from here, we soon reach the most famous landmark of the city, the White Tower, dating back to the time of Suleiman the Magnificent. The Ottomans used it as a fortress, bastion and prison combo. It got its name in 1912, after the Balkan Wars and Thessaloniki's liberation, when it was painted white as a symbol of purification. Today, it hosts a museum, and from the top, you can enjoy a full panoramic view of Thessaloniki. In 1881, Thessaloniki was still part of the Ottoman Empire and served as the center of the Salonika Vilayet. The founder of modern Turkey, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, was born here. His birthplace is located next to the Turkish consulate and now works as a museum. Let's take a look. The city council gave the building to the Turkish state in the 1930s, and the museum opened in the 1950s. The facade underwent major reconstruction in the 1980s, and the current exhibition was created in 2010. Each year, it welcomes around 120,000 visitors, and entrance is free of charge. Inside the two-story building, most of the furniture is original. Many pieces come from Istanbul's Topkapi Palace or from Atatürk's mausoleum. On the ground floor, there's a living room, his mother's room with a chest and a bed, a kitchen and a reception room with a large table. Atatürk's birthroom is on the first floor, along with a room presenting his personal belongings, cutlery, tobacco pipes and documents from his school years. We can also see wax statues of Atatürk and his mother. The pomegranate tree in the garden was planted by his father himself. Let's head to the Rotunda, the city's most important Roman-era monument. It's also known as the Church of Agios Georgios. It was built in the early 4th century by the Roman co-emperor Galerius, most likely intended as his mausoleum. We don't know which god was originally worshipped here, and in the end, Galerius wasn't even buried here. A century later, Emperor Constantine transformed it into a Christian church, and mosaics from this era are still visible inside. The Ottomans later converted it into a mosque, and the minarets still stand next to the building today. After Greek independence, it became an Orthodox church again, until the 1978 earthquake caused heavy damage. Although the building was restored, it never returned being a church and now functions as a museum. The Arch of Galerius is usually mentioned together with the Rotunda. It was also built by Galerius to commemorate his victory over the Sassanids. The structure once connected the Rotunda with the imperial palace, and its marble reliefs emphasize the power of the co-emperor. From the original 8 columns, only 3 remain today. It started to rain in the morning, so we decided to go for an indoor activity. So let's head to the Archaeological Museum, which was opened in 1962 on the 50th anniversary of the city's liberation. Archaic, classical, Hellenistic and Roman era statues are kept here. In 1982, to showcase the era of Alexander the Great, a brand new museum wing was added. Later, when the weather got a bit better, we took a walk along the medieval castle walls built during the Byzantine period, heading toward the Heptapyrgion, also known as the Seven Towers Fortress. It's quite a steep walk, so we took a detour through Ano Poli, the charming Ottoman-era quarter of the city. I highly recommend stopping at a very hipster cafe along the way called Little Big House. At the Trigonion Tower, also known as the Chain Tower, it's worth buying a combined ticket that also includes the 7 towers. Trigonion was built in the 15th century as an armory and a gun turret, and later served as an observatory thanks to its perfect location. From the top, we can enjoy a beautiful panorama of the Thermaikos Gulf and the surrounding mountains. The walls are still in pretty good shape, even though the Ottomans made heavy changes to adapt the city's defenses. The Heptapyrgion is the citadel of Thessaloniki, built by the Byzantines in the 9th century, and once home to the city's garrison. The Acropolis has a main castle, surrounded by thick walls and stone towers. Its location is incredible. The whole region is visible from here. What we see today is partly the result of its later use as a prison in the 20th century, which caused major damage to the structure. It served as a prison for almost 100 years, and only since the 1990s has it been open to the public as a museum. The day is still not over, so let's head to the Aristotle Square, the diamond of the city. The boulevard leading here was planned by a French architect about 100 years ago, but due to conflicts between the population and the planners, construction only really started in the 1950s. But why did Thessaloniki even need a project this big? In 1917, a huge fire destroyed most of the buildings in this part of the city. This led to a new urban plan that loosened the dense fabric of the old town, creating big public spaces and monumental buildings in this center. The French architect's original vision was never built exactly as planned due to lack of funds, but what we see today is still incredible to experience. Just a few words about the Roman Forum. It once served as a meeting point for social and religious purposes. There was also a bath, a market, and a theater here. The city's urban development plan was supposed to cover this area too, but the Forum was discovered just before the construction started. Today, it serves as a cultural attraction. Let's continue to the Museum of Byzantine Culture, which hosts thematic exhibitions covering the Byzantine past of the city. Mosaics, murals, Byzantine icons and valuable artifacts are displayed here. And finally, a tip for all of you, bus line 50 works as a tourist bus. With a ticket of just 1.8 euros, it takes you around the most important landmarks, while an audio guide explains the key informations along the way. And last but not least, the Basilica of Agios Dimitrios, the most important church in the city. It was built in the Byzantine times in the 7th century as a 3-aisled basilica, later expanded to 5 aisles. During the Ottoman era, it functioned as a mosque. The fire of 1917 didn't spare the building either, but during reconstruction, mosaics were discovered from the time of the basilica's original reconstruction.